Your ancestors are so proud of you for confronting the parts of yourself that most people hide from. With this energy of ghosts, this is bringing forth the understanding that you have awakened and freed a substantial part of your lineage, your bloodline, by not just being willing, as generations before had, to simply endure circumstances, endure suffering, turn a blind eye to aspects of life or circumstances that weren't in alignment with what your soul knew was right, with what your higher self has known is right, and the ways in which you have stepped into this role boldly of the ancestral curse breaker, the breaker of chains. You have not only liberated yourself, but you have liberated and empowered generations back, which also sets the stage for generations to come to tap into and follow along this path of, it feels like what could be defined as like rigorous honesty, bravery in the face of being willing to go against the grain of what you were taught, what you were told, how you have been typecast in your life so far in various ways, and being courageous enough to set sail in a new direction, blaze a trail away from the crowd, or even redefine yourself from somebody different than who you were in previous chapters of your life, so that you could claim this moment here and now and determine who you want to be moving forward. You have a lot of ancestral support behind you through this kind of like liberated energy. You have awakened very powerful people within your ancestral line that are gifting you their strengths, that are standing beside you in solidarity, because you are the descendant, the one that has answered the call, that has proven that you are strong enough to stand against the storm and to weather that storm. Your roots penetrate beyond the illusions, and you hold yourself fast to the knowing and certainty inside that you know who you are, even if the world tries to tell you something different. And the ways in which you have moved with grace and humility and bravery through your journey. This is something that has made you almost worthy. You've proven to yourself that you are worthy enough to wear this crown, wear this strength, to wield these gifts, be they spiritual gifts, maybe even things, that can help you to like manifest in the here and now. These can be material gifts, skills and abilities that have been like passed down through the generations and flow through to you. You are harnessing these things in a new way. You have the capacity to use these things to improve your circumstances, to improve the circumstances of people around you, and even just to hold these things very silently inside, so that the tone and texture and frequency of the light that you radiate and emanate as a spiritual being having a material experience is that ambassador for what feels like very powerful aspects of your lineage that stand beside you, that walk with you. Even in the times where you are alone, you are never not in good company at this point. You have warriors in your bloodline that have awakened. You have healers in your bloodline that have awakened. You have shamans in your bloodline that have awakened. You have kings in your bloodline that have awakened. Queens in your bloodline that have awakened. Very powerful people of ordinary ways and means that have awakened, that stand beside you now as you walk very boldly into the future, no longer encumbered by the illusions or limitations you placed upon yourself or that were placed upon you unwillingly by others. And in this way, you are the favored descendant. You are this chosen one. You are the person who sets the tone for new possibilities for your lineage, for certain of these souls to have different options as far as a desire or a choice to perhaps reincarnate into the human story. Now you have left a different kind of mark along that kind of scent trail that your lineage follows generation after generation. This also helps to inform certain of these souls in their operations as spirit guides for others within your lineage as they incarnate moving forward, tests and challenges that you have undertaken bravely so others do not have to. You have cleared a lot of your personal karma, and this has freed others from needing to be almost like called to the front to sort of attack or address some of these heavy chains that had been passed down generation after generation. You had enough wherewithal to free yourself, and more than just simply the ways in which this has changed the way your life can look materially, it has also affected some profound change on an energetic or spiritual level, where you are now able to access that spirit of triumph. You have accomplished and achieved what others could not, what others could not fathom, what others simply did not have the choice to be able to embark on a journey as you have, which, although it may have been a path paved in disappointment, hard times, loneliness, lessons, suffering, you have come out stronger. You have come out more refined. You have come out on top of circumstances, even if you're not exactly where you want to be in your life at this particular point in time. And you do not walk alone moving forward, because there is this very powerful energy of an awakened ancestral force, all coagulated into one, into this powerful wave of love and belief that pushes you forth to triumph in a myriad of ways that'll look different for everyone. But this is meant to be this kind of signal or this indicator or, this sign or synchronicity for you, that if you feel the presence of your ancestors, your passed on loved ones around you, if you feel a source of strength coming to you from unknown regions and places within the astral plane, it is this awakened ancestral force. You've awakened your bloodline profoundly. Even if people materially, like incarnated relatives in your family tree, don't understand you, don't support you, you're the black sheep, you're the outlier, you're the goat in your family, that doesn't have any bearing on the fact that those who came before you and those souls who choose to incarnate further beyond your lifetime see you as that beacon of hope. You are that sword that has cut through the veil, cut through the illusion of darkness. You have cut through your own chains. And in freeing yourself, you have freed the ability of these ancestors, known and unknown to you, to not only lend you their strength, their support, their presence in times of darkness and in times of light, but you are also actively that living pathway that allows them the opportunity to exercise choice in terms of like conscious and deliberate incarnation moving forward. Certain designs that are now possible within the architecture of soul blueprints in generations to come, long beyond your lifetime. And you are that celebrated descendant, that chosen one within your bloodline, who has faced certain circumstances. Maybe even those circumstances are just turning around and facing yourself honestly in the mirror, facing your shadows, judging yourself before judging others, making changes where you can and where you must and where you needed to in your life before attempting to kind of instruct others on what they should change, whatever that looks like for you. This is something where you are supported and celebrated for that. For some of you, you've achieved the impossible. You are the manifestation of the wildest dreams come to life of so many. There is so much love that surrounds you. And most especially when you feel like that support might not be so evident materially, people around you may resent your choice to break free from your chains, to choose yourself, to choose a different pathway, to move away from the herd mentality that you were born into or what everybody else has going on, and to march to the beat of your own drum, to pave your own path in life. But never mistake that you are not alone through that. There are many that walk with you, that see what has been accomplished through this process, the strength that it takes to wake up every day and continue to choose that derivative path, away from the ordinary, away from what you were conditioned to be or to believe or what you were, as you take steps towards bettering yourself, building yourself. As hard as that might be, as lonely as that might be, as isolating as that might be, You are in the best company ever at this point in time because of these awakened ancestors that guide you, that protect you, that love you, that reinforce you with their energetic strength from afar. These are people that you're aware of that have passed over, and names that have been lost to the sands of time, that come forth at what is a very monumental time within your lineage's history and legacy. It is not often that someone like you awakens. It is not often that someone like you successfully endeavors to and breaks free from certain chains, any chains at all. Long-standing things that have been just like passed down very unconsciously. Long-standing karmic loops and patterns that were just kind of bred into the generations that you've said enough to. You've changed course and direction. And so this brings you into this close proximity with this profound uplifting force. And there's nothing to fear within that. There's only absolutely high vibrational energy from that ancestral plane, from the spirit plane, from the realm of the dead that surrounds you at this particular point in time. These are not ghosts that you should fear. These are spirit allies. These are your loved ones. These are your lineage. These are people that you've never met before, that you are the culmination of all of their love, their losses and their victories, their triumphs and their defeats, all condensed down into you in the here and now. And it is a source of strength for you when you find the absence of that support, that encouragement around you, that these ancestors who are beyond just your spirit team, this is like a layer beyond your kind of like ordinary spirit team or the angels that you normally work with. This is like a whole layer, it feels like, that surrounds your auric field at this point in time, that is becoming more known or apparent even to your spirit team and to your angelic presences, are making room within the ways in which they hold you for this awakened force that you have brought out of a place of dormancy. You have become that answered prayer incarnate. And therefore, this is something that you are encouraged to look upon with love as these spirits, as these ghosts, make contact with you, make their presence known, introduce you to their energies, show you the way to deeper energetic sources of love that reside within you. These are helpful spirits. This is nothing for you to fear. This is, your helpful team has gotten bigger. It has expanded. The support which surrounds you in the spiritual realms, if you were a force to be reckoned with before, you're almost like in an unquantifiable state at this particular point in time, because you stood up and the spirits of many others stood up alongside you. And as you take steps forward, or you hold your ground, you hold your space in the here and now, that current of energy moves with you as well. You're like at the command, you're at the head of this profound wave at this particular point in time. This is not an accidental lifetime for you. It feels like this is something where this was a mission that you set out as a soul to accomplish. Someone had to do this. Someone had to be the one to break the chains, or to at least try. And you volunteered. You said, "Here am I will go forth." And you did. And you continue to do that. And this is not something where you're just this light blazing all on your own. This is something that every step you take forward, every step you've taken up to this point, there's been a certain element of this wave that has been around you, maybe known to you, maybe perceived by you. Some of you may resonate as being a medium. You're highly sensitive. You sense the presence of departed loved ones, spirits, the realm of the dead. You're able to walk between worlds. That veil is like non-existent, or practically see-through for you in various ways. But as you continue to move through the years of your life and just live as yourself, and continue to break those chains, confront obstacles, and choose something different. This wave, this force, this strength, this power, this protection, these gifts, these presences will continue to make themselves known to you, not in a way to frighten you, but in a way to reassure you, to have no fear. Fear nothing at all. Because although you are walking forth within the material world, you are a part of an amalgamation of a huge energy of love that transcends the material altogether, and in its purest essence is spirit. And you are the ambassador of that. This is your time within this lineage. These heavy chores that you've had, as far as like karma that you've had to clear, patterns you've had to move through, life shaping events that you have had to experience that are of your own making or were things that were completely outside of your control. All of that is unlocked different layers and aspects of yourself that makes you a stronger conduit and portal through which these profound forces of love, these ancestral forces, these spirits are able to walk with you along this life journey. You walk as one. You walk as a group. You walk as an army. You do not walk alone. We also have Nightmare Rewrite. So for those of you who feel that you have had a lot of challenges that you've had to go through, maybe recently or maybe just your life in general has felt just like a lesson in detachment, lesson after lesson, clearing a lot of heavy karma, a very unfair hand of cards that life dealt you, or that, through periods of time of your own kind of human frailty and the flawed aspects of yourself, choices that you made that put you in situations that led to very harsh lessons or consequences that you were sort of trapped in the midst of until it was time to free yourself. You found a way to do that, or the time elapsed and therefore you were free to go. Whatever that looks like, whatever that backstory, that past has looked like for you, things that you talk about, chapters of your life you choose not to look at anymore. Your ancestors want you to know that you are moving into a season of blessings. You've gotten the hard part out of the way. You chose to experience the hard part early on so that life moving forward would represent a before and after, but it's that after that is the part that was really worth waiting for. And the more that you start to recognize that this work that you have done within to confront yourself, to heal, to understand and own your own shortcomings, and to capitalize upon your strengths and virtues, set boundaries, disable patterns that were passed down, to be that one brave enough to break free from the chains and to choose to walk in freedom, as lonely and tough of a journey as that has been, that this is not something that is meant to just always be a lonely and tough journey. Your ability to carry this burden of freedom is becoming greater every day. It's not that the load becomes lighter, it's that you become stronger. And it is with that energy of personal strength that you'll be walking in a very empowered fashion into the experience of better years, like the best years of your life still to come, the seeds of intention for something good, something better than what you've known, that you'd planted, you tended, you struggled to maintain belief and hope that something could ever come of that. You've let certain things go, you've detached, you've accepted, you've created peace where you could. You're going to open your eyes one day and you will be in the midst of that harvest. You've not been overlooked. You've not been forgotten. This is not a lifetime where all you were meant to do is to be that chosen one, where really you chose this yourself. You chose this assignment. You were set apart to be the one to kind of chisel your way through a boundary that had limited so many that came before you, that was just part of the unconscious ancestral wound that was like bred into your lineage. And whatever ways you've said no more, enough of that. And that has maybe resulted in you becoming set apart, outcast, pushed aside, having to walk in solidarity with yourself in different sorts of ways. That is not the culmination of that. That was not the purpose of that. That was all just the process of sifting through densities of vibrations, soul contracts that didn't align with that energy of true liberation on a spiritual level. Freedom from the constraints of self. Evolution beyond the status quo. The hard work and the heavy lifting, all the tears that you cried, all the lonely nights, all of the things you've had to let go of or that have been taken from you, all of that has cleared space within where you now, your energy is wide open to receive. You've increased the magnetic pull that you have, not of things that will just continue to repeat that pattern, because you've cleaned out that wound. And that open space is now filled with that powerful presence of your ancestors. Like a wall that says, this shall not pass. Nothing shall come through here. That exacerbates that wound because it's been cleared. It doesn't exist anymore. There is only a reset that has been created through you, through your hard work, through your belief in self, through your determination. Day after day, month after month, year after year, to keep your eyes set on that prize of something better than this, whatever this was for you or is for you currently. If you're still in the midst of kind of like working through that struggle, searching within, finding ways to like become that change in your life that you're seeking, this is that reassurance that it's coming. Not more of those lessons, not more of those kind of like tough experiences, because you've gotten the bulk of that out of the way. You got the heavy lifting out of the way early. Your energy, your life, your mind, your spirit, your body is primed and ready to receive beautiful experiences. You've earned this. This is the reward on the other side of all of that hard work, all of that confrontation of yourself and the things in your life that were no longer working. You had to strip it all away. It had to be taken from you in order to create that neutral plane, not a place of nothing, but a place of existing on a higher potential timeline than any generation before you has ever reached and anyone else in your lineage currently is at. You are at the forefront of that movement. Others may look to you as an example, may look to how you've chosen to live your life, or you've deviated course from how you were living, and they can begin that work within, or not. Those within the ancestral lineage, the spirits, the ghosts, they've been observing. They've been right up close with you. Every triumph, they lean in closer. Not just to kind of like take a peek and figure out a plan for what their incarnation's going to look like, but to also come in closer as a way to show support, to lift you up, so that you're not falling into nothing, but it is that powerful force that is simply defined as love, that transcends time, that keeps you afloat, even when it has felt like the world is falling away from you. You're in the midst of rewriting the nightmare, living the dream in a way that is sustainable for you, that's relevant for you. You're magnetizing in your dream reality that pertains to who you have worked so hard to become, who you were brave enough to choose to endeavor to become in this lifetime, and who you will continue to evolve into through your efforts, through your co-creation with your higher self, with God, Goddess, your spirit team, your ancestors, your angels, to always reach for something more within yourself. You are loved and supported at this time, as always. Things will get better, things will get easier. You have now entered the season where the rewards, in exchange for all of your sacrifices and efforts that you have made, to which your ancestors are eternally grateful, all of that is about to be experienced by you now, because you've liberated yourself from some tough cycles, heavy energies. You've shed those densities, you shed that skin, you left that all behind. And it may feel strange to be in the presence of this kind of new timeline, which it feels like is another reason those ancestors are coming in close. Not to scare you, but to provide you with those reassurances of like, you're not alone. Keep moving forward. Keep holding yourself close. Keep aligned with your path. Keep going. Because you are closer to that experience of waking up within the dream than you have ever been, or anyone within your lineage has ever been before. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.